Assalamu alaikum friends and welcome back to the course. In previous video, we talked on how we refactor primitive obsession back to enums or custom types. In this video, we are going to continue the same and work on the calculation method. So let's get started. So here we have the calculation method. It is using int to represent the different things. We are going to convert it into some kind of types that denotes everything. But there is one thing, one information we know, right? We do have this method parameters. This method parameters is a map that denotes the different parameters that can be used from different calculation methods. For this Java methods, for example, we do have this a double array, and we are using this double array in order to calculate the prayer times, right? So this is complex a little bit here. And also just to mention, this parameter is used here also. So it is used almost everywhere, as you can see. So it makes sense to refactor this to something much better. So the first thing we need to take out is first, what are these parameters? Luckily, he is describing those in the comment. As you can see, there is method parameters. There are 5 different stuff. Fudge angle, and then we have Maghrib selector. Basically for the Maghrib value, we can have 2 things. You can have the angle or minutes, right? So this MV, which is the third thing, which is the Maghrib value, can be either angle or minutes. How do we know whether it is angle or minutes? Well, basically we know it through this MS or this Maghrib selector. If it is 0, it means we mean angles by this MV. Otherwise, if it is 1, it means this MV represents the minutes. So here, if you take an example, this 0 here, it means you are using angle. So this 4 is for angle. Same thing for ratio, which is the last parameter. If it is 0, it means this 14 is for the angle. This one, for example, is 1. So this 0 is the minutes. So I'm going to create a custom class that have these 5 parameters. So here is the class I came up with. So we do have Fudge angle, which is the first thing. And then this is called Maghrib selector. And basically we use it to denote whether we mean angle or minute. So I created a Boolean variable. It's called is Maghrib minutes. So if it is true, it means this parameter is for minutes. Otherwise, it's for angle, right? So this type will help us much better. I'm going to push it outside, right? And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to create another type. I'm going to create it as sealed class. I'm going to show you why. This is called calculation method. I created this sealed class for calculation method. And now what I can do, I can create an object for all the different parameters. For Java, for example, for this one, I can make it like that. And then this will be from calculation method. And what I know about calculation method is that each calculation method has some kind of calculation parameters like that. So we need to give it the parameters here. We can create the calculation parameters like following. And then for this Java, for example, I will put it like that. So it is 16.0. So the first thing is 16.0, right? The second thing here, we mean that this is an angle. So this will be false because we are meaning the minutes, right? And then what is the parameter here? 4. So it is 4.0. And then we have 0 here. It means it is false. And finally, it is 14.0 because it denotes what are the different angle, as you can see here. So we converted this kind of double array into a meaningful class that contains the different calculation method and parameters, right? So here, as you can see, all the different calculation method and their parameters. This is much descriptive. Now, of course, we need to change this one. But before that, let me delete those that I've completed. So we can delete at least this thing. So the last one is a little bit tricky. As you can see, there is this method parameter here for the custom. So the custom one are pretty custom, right? But they are custom for a reason. The reason is that we can change them. How we are going to change them? If you check, there are other methods that will do specifically that. There is this set custom parameters here. You can specify parameters, and this custom parameters is going to change things into that array, that previous array, right? So it might change this value, change this value, or this value. So we need to adapt for change. That's the first thing. The second thing, this method is private. It means it is used by different functions. Here, the different functions are this one: set Fajr angle, set Maghrib angle, and set Isha angle. We do have set Maghrib minutes and do have set Isha minutes. So as you can see, what we are doing simply, we are creating a double array of something, and then we are setting custom parameters. Here, the author is using -1 to denote that we don't want to change all of these 3. We need to change only these 2 parameters. How did I know about that? Because here in the custom parameters, are going to see that if a parameter is different than -1, like do nothing, just keep the previous one, that's it. Otherwise, change it. So as you can see, because we are using this double array and doubles all the places, we came up with a complex logic to change specific parameters. What I can do here for this fudger angle, mirror minute, because these are some configuration parameter. Here, as you can see in the test, for example, what we are doing whenever we are creating prayer time calculator, we are setting the different time format. Then we are telling it, hey, the Maghrib angle is like the following, the Isha angle is like the following, and Fajr angle is like the following. Now, for that reason, I suggest taking a different approach rather than this one. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to delete these functions. We don't need them because I'm going to show it how we can do it in a much better way. I'm going to delete this custom parameter. And also we need to delete that Maghrib minutes and Isha minutes. We are deleting everything. And then you can go here, still have these values. I'm going just to bring those values since those will be custom values. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a different object here. It's not object, it will be a class. Here it will be a custom class because this represents custom thing. And here the user can give me what the different parameters are. So let me just put that array here so I don't forget it, right? And this will be calculation method, of course, and it will pass calculation parameters here. The only thing is that this parameter, we are going to get them from the custom. So here is what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy everything from here and paste it here in this constructor. We don't need to store those. We are going to pass them like that. So what is the default Fajr angle? It will be what? It will be 18.0. Here, this one will be true because it's Maghrib minutes. The Maghrib parameter will be 0. This one is false. And this one is 17.0. And then what we can do, we can pass this simple parameters here. So here we have all the parameters here, as you can see. So whenever the user wants to provide some custom calculation method, he needs to give me the parameters. We still have this default parameters because let's say the user wants to set the Isha minutes, for example, he can provide me with these two different variables. I'm going to show to you what will happen after doing that. So we can delete that, can delete this one, and we will have a lot of trouble here, right? So we have a lot of compilation error, and that's fine. We can delete those. Until now, everything is fine, I think. We are going to bring more trouble using this one. So instead of having 0 here, we are going to use our calculation method dot Java, for example, because that's the 0. Then we are going to have other problems. So here is the thing. We need a method parameter for the current calculation method. So the current calculation method is, well, calculation method. And then for different parameter, we do have a custom class called parameter. We need the 0. It means we want the angle, right? It means for the 0, it means Fajr angle. Here you go. This is Fajr angle. This is much better. We have for the 2 and the 4. Now here the mapping of the indices, you need just to remember them well. So here this is for the Maghrib, right? So we can provide directly for the Maghrib, which is the Maghrib parameter. And same thing for Isha, which is the Isha parameter. And I think this is much better. The next parameter. So here is the thing. We are checking if the Maghrib parameter, thanks for the comment here, if the Maghrib parameter is 1, it means it is minute. So we are checking if this thing is minute. So we can do the following and checking is Maghrib minutes. If it is Maghrib minutes, we are dividing by 16. So exactly, so I can use also this one. So here I can use the Maghrib parameter. And same thing for this one. It is checking if it is Isha minutes. If it is Isha minutes, you are dividing the Isha parameter by 16. So that's much better. Here we are checking, we are using the Fajr angle for the night portion. So here we are checking if the fourth one, this is position of 3, is angle, right? So we are checking if it is an angle. So we are talking about the Isha parameter is not minutes. So it is something like that. And here we can bring much more readability instead of reading all of that and then negating it. What you can do, you can create custom variables denoting that Isha angle, for example. It's Isha angle like that. So this is much better. And for that reason, we can create the following. Let's go back to calculation parameter. And here we can create two different variables, which are is Isha angle, which is just a negation of this one. Same thing for the Maghrib angle. And then we have only this issue. And here we are going to have the same thing, except for checking the different Maghrib parameter. Okay, whether it is Maghrib angle like that. If it is Maghrib angle, just bring me that value. Same thing here, we are bringing the value of Isha. Now we are talking about Isha parameter. Okay, that was quite a lot. Now, of course, after changing this one, still it's not the best code ever, but we removed a lot of stuff. here are 300 lines. At least we removed one extra 100 lines, right? We are going to push this out from here, not right now, but here's the thing. When we go to the prayer time tests, we'll have a lot of trouble here. We need to fix those also. The first thing, I created this prayer time calculation method converter, since in the CSV file we're using on this 1, 2, 3 values. So here we can provide these values directly. So here we are using this calculation method for the converter in order to convert it. This is a problem. It's because expecting required. Okay, that was an issue. We need to create it like the following. It's not the type Java itself. It's calculation method by itself. Okay, so we won't have this issue right now. This test will pass. We need just to fix the issues here. So here actually you are using 3. That was the time for writing the test. But actually what we are doing, once we do this set Maghreb angle, set Asia angle, set Fudge angle, it will change it to custom. So we need to change it to custom calculation method. Okay, so how we can create it? We need Maghreb angle, as you can see. So we can fill the class directly, fill the constructor with dummy values as first. So we have the Fudge angle. So it is 13, as you can see. We have Maghreb angle, so we need to make those false, Maghreb angle, Asia angle, and then I can use the values directly here. So we bring the same thing to all the different tests. Here the calculation method were like the following, as you can see, just setting the Maghreb minute. So as you can see, I'm just setting the Maghreb minutes here. We could have factory method in this custom class. So instead of doing it like the following, you could have different functions. You could create a companion object here, and using that, you could create a function that, for example, we could create it with Maghreb minutes, for example, Maghreb minutes. And here we provide just the Maghreb minutes like the following, which would be a double like that. And here we can create directly the calculation method like the following. So for Maghreb minute, it means is Maghreb minute is set to true. And also we are giving directly this value. So instead of creating this custom object ourselves, we could create this useful factory methods and use them directly here. So instead of doing it like the following, we could create it like the following with Maghreb minutes, and then we can provide directly the Maghreb minutes like that. This is much readable, but you can use whatever approach you like. Okay, this is fine for me right now. I'm using custom parameters. It's fine, so I can delete that from here. All right, now the moment of truth. We run all the tests. That's a critical thing. Everything should pass. Yeah, exactly. We did nothing. We just swapped some variables and put them in different places. Like this one, our code is much readable, and this is the beauty. We can delete this big comment. We are going to talk in later videos on the different offsets and how we can set them. We still have some big chunks of code that we can refactor here. The main thing we are going to complete in the next video, which is calculation or actions to calculation, how not to depend on this global variables like that, because this function is in action right now, it's changing state. So for that reason, we are going to refactor this in the next video. We still have other things to do, which is refactoring also this formatting time stuff. So that's it for this video. Thanks a lot for watching this video, and see you in the next video.